Hi everyone! In today's episode of ClariChamber, we are going to talk about a piece that greatly helped me grow artistically as a chamber musician during my college years, Mozart's Kegelstatt trio. Mozart was a master of choosing, musically describing and showing the complexity of his operatic characters paired with unexpected twists in the plot. Surprise and unpredictability are a significant and influential part of his opera writing that he explores in many of his instrumental works as well, just like in the Kegelstatt trio. The trio was performed for the first time in the von Jacquin family's house in 1786 by Anton Stadler on the clarinet, Mozart on the viola, and Franziska von Jacquin, who this piece was dedicated to, on the piano. Mozart and one of his very good friends, the clarinetist Anton Stadler, both had contributed enormously to the popularity of the clarinet, which was much needed since the clarinet was still a relatively new instrument in the second half of the 18th century. Fortunately, Mozart made sure that this young instrument would not be left without such a rich and versatile repertoire, admired and deeply appreciated by huge audiences all over the world. Just like many other pieces written by Mozart, the trio also includes various kinds of elements from his operas: surprise, intrigue, playfulness, seriousness, comedy and drama, almost as if each instrument would represent a different character, a different personality in the plot. Mozart was a genius of expressing his character's emotional state by displaying and exaggerating a wide range of different emotions and personalities through music, almost as if they were caricatures. At the beginning of the first movement, the viola and piano introduce the main theme by playing it in unison. It is actually a very challenging passage because of the placement of the 64th notes right in the first measure. However, there are a few things we can experiment with while trying to solve this puzzle as a group. First, I always take out the 64th notes, and so when I come in measure 9, I just focus on the main notes of the melody: F, A, F, C, D, F, D, B flat, etc., while playing every measure slurred and tenuto and thinking about the singing quality from the Mozartian opera characters. And then I just add the first note of each 64 group to what I just played before. And finally, I add all the 64th notes while also thinking about playing those notes more towards the next beat, as if they belong to the downbeat of the next measure. Moreover, I also think about these 64th notes as part of the melody, singing through each note instead of going through them so quickly and interrupting the phrase. Another interesting feature that I noticed in Mozart's music in general, but especially in the first movement of the Kegelstatt trio, is that the composer uses the rests as part of the melody. They have a very influential role in dividing up or connecting different phrases while introducing and developing a large variety of contrasting characters. For example, in measure 17 and 19, all three instruments play the same rhythm, and there is a rest on the second eighth note in both measures. This short rest gives an almost dance-like character to this passage, and it also helps catch and maintain the listener's attention, as well as making them curious about what is about to come. The rest is part of the phrase, of course, but if we can make sure that we play the rest to its full length, that is going to help us bring out the elegance and delicacy of this passage. The last thing I would like to talk about is the second theme that starts in measure 25. The accompaniment changes and the piano plays constant 16 notes above which the clarinet has a light and dolce melody. This section sounds like it has its own inner driving force that triggers this sort of forward motion musically. In addition, we have a C sharp that goes towards D in measure 26 and a D sharp that goes towards E in the next measure. Mozart uses these altered notes in order to increase the excitement and the impatience in the listener. He intends to surprise the audience by being unpredictable and keeping where the phrase is going a secret. If we play those half steps, those 16th notes with the hairpins in measure 26, 27, 29 and 30, very elegant, expressive and playful, while using our air support instead of putting an accent on them, then we can have this dance-like character during this section. Thank you very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's session of ClariChamber, and I hope I was able to give you some useful tips and ideas for your preparation of the first movement of Mozart's Kegelstatt trio. Keep practicing, see you next time.